Hello everybody, it's Deborah Mann. It's good to be with you. Thanks for joining me. Today I am going to talk to you about self-awareness on your emotions. How do we create self-awareness over our emotions? Because our emotions just run away from us, don't they? You find you get really upset about something. Something will trigger you and you get really angry, or you get sad or depressed or anxious, and you don't really know why, or what has happened, what's triggered that. So how do we become self-aware? So I'm going to go back to what I always say to you guys, which is journaling. It can be very difficult and annoying, I know that. I am going to share my journaling experiences with you from time to time. What I do is I take my journal, and when something happens that triggers me, so perhaps I get a phone call from someone, and for some reason I'm really anxious about that phone call, or I'm angry, or I'm upset. There's no self-awareness of emotions. So what I then do is I grab my journal. I've got a few, and at the end of the month I put them all together and I see which part of me has written what, and I work out what's happening with my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings about things. Because you're never going to keep it up here. You see, people are craving to be connected with themselves. They're also craving tools, long-standing and lasting change. Because much of the time when we're traumatized, we're overwhelmed and we can't think our way out of the problem. If we could, people are smart, then you'd all just think your way that you're not anxious anymore. You just say that and you wouldn't feel anxious, but it doesn't quite work that way. You have to write it down simply, and it can be a pain in the neck. I'm going to share how to do it in an easier way, because that way you manage to work it out. And it just makes sense. To become aware of yourself is an incredible tool to continue through life with, because so many people are not self-aware, meaning that we react, or we don't react, or we overreact. We don't know why. But when you're aware of yourself, then you'd understand, all right, I'd rather not do that. I decline that. All right, that sounds like something I could do. Then you open up a space within yourself to know what you don't want to do. Don't say I can't. If you say I can't, those are the first words we say. When something becomes too much, what do we say? I can't do this anymore. Rather use other words, because when you say I can't, you're telling your subconscious, which is then the universe, you can't do anything. It's like a blanket statement. You don't want to do that. So yes, you can, but you don't want to. You prefer not to, you decline, and so on. Use other words, because whatever you're thinking, whatever you're saying is going into your subconscious, and your subconscious doesn't know fact from fiction. So best give it the best advice, right? So self-awareness, when something's triggered you, you grab your diary, whichever one you've got. I suggest you have one in the lounge, one in your bedroom, one in the kitchen, for example, one in the dining room, so that wherever you're sitting, there's a journal, there. And you don't have to have fancy ones, just a little book to write in. You could be sitting in the lounge, you could have taken a phone call, and you could be really triggered, and you're thinking, I need to write this down, but you don't know where your journal is. That doesn't help us, does it? So rather have them to hand wherever you are. And then write down who phoned you, and then what you're feeling. And see if you can connect the person that, we're talking about a phone call, the person that phoned you and has left you feeling a bit wobbly, or perhaps they texted you. Everyone just texts. We all know how much I don't love that, but people text, and so perhaps the text has made you feel wobbly. The problem with texting and mental health is this: there's no tone. So you don't know if the person's joking or if they're not joking. And some people have a way of being funny by being sarcastic. Sarcasm is not funny. You know, sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. So you write down the person's name, you write down generally what they spoke about, and then think. Let your body tell you what's got you. Is it something they said? Is it the person themselves? Was it the subject that they spoke about? What is it that caused you to feel wobbly or uneasy or distressed, anxious, depressed, or very happy, even very happy? You need to understand that too, because it's part of your self-awareness. So if you do this and you keep writing it, you will find there's a link. You will always find the link between a certain person or people or events that trigger you. And so then you know to just stay away. But until you find that, you don't know, because we don't have automatic self-awareness. Otherwise, we could think ourselves out of depression. We could think ourselves out of being anxious, which we can't do. We've got to work these things out. And this is very important. And they use this in trauma-informed therapy. So this is something that's very, very useful and works very, very well. And you'll see on this video, if you want to learn more about somatic healing, you don't have to be a therapist to do this, by the way, guys. You can, this is brought to you by them, somatic psychology. And then you will learn conversations to inspire you. And it's not very expensive, but you're going to learn from a load of different teachers in various aspects dealing with trauma. Somatic healing is an incredible way to go about dealing with trauma. It's completely different. It's not like traditional therapy, but it works so well. So I'm going to put the link where you can access this course beneath here, and go ahead and click on it. If you can afford it, you don't have to be a psychologist, but you can learn so much about yourself and even about others by doing it. And it might save you years in therapy. You never know. So give it a try, and remember, journal. And I'll share my journaling now and again with you. Well, you'll probably have a little laugh, or you'll think, okay, that's strange. Well, whatever you think, I don't mind, because I love you guys. What to say. I do. Remember, write your feelings down, write down the event, write down what you are feeling, get to that. And you don't have to work it out immediately. Just write it down when it happens. Don't wait, because it all gets mixed in here. You're never going to get that right. Our memories are malleable. We forget, and we tend to warp things without meaning to. So the moment you're confronted, whether it's a phone call or it's something you need to do, whatever it is that knocks you, and your self-awareness is just, why do I feel this way? Why? That's how you're going to get to why. And when you get to your why, you know what to do and what not to do. It's a really great way of separating the wheat from the chaff. Thanks for joining. Please subscribe, like, and share, and I'll be with you soon. If there's a video you'd like me to cover, a subject, on a video you'd like me to cover, leave it in the comments below and I will do that. And to our new members on the channel, welcome. We're having a get together this next week. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you soon. Ciao.